Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Hi.
Hi there.
Morning.
Morning.
Uh,
Friday.
Senator Lockman let me know this morning that she's not going to be with us. So we can give folks a couple more minutes. And I think our agenda, we've got some communications so that our agenda, I think, is probably changed a little bit. So if you want to give folks a couple minutes, we could get started. Okay. We good to start? Great. As I mentioned, Senator Lockman can't be with us this morning. So for the first item on our agenda, the November 4th full meeting agenda, she and I just got a request from the governor that he be permitted to make a presentation himself to the consortium on November 4th with respect to some proposals that he is working on for Wilmington schools. And we told him that, we would welcome him making a presentation. And as you know, he's appeared in front of the consortium at least once in the last year, maybe also, prior to that, before I was a member. So Senator Lockman and I thought that, that presentation would likely consume most of the meeting time, especially if there were, any kind of questions or discussion afterwards. So our suggestion was going to be that anything that didn't require any kind of formal board action, like committee updates, RFP updates, anything like that, that we put those off until the next meeting, so that there was adequate time for for the governor to have his discussion, and again for folks to have some engagement with him. So that would mean adding his presentation to the agenda, taking I guess what's item D off the agenda. And I think I saw that Chuck is here. Chuck, I don't know if this RFP issue is something that that should be voted on at the November 4th meeting, or if it's something that could wait till the December meeting. So I mean, you let me know if it's something that you think needs to be voted on in November, then we should go ahead and do that. If you think it's something that can wait, then we should probably wait, but I'd defer to you on that.
I think we can wait. It's certainly one of those things that, we've been talking about how some of these RFPs kind of sneak up on us, but, not knowing where the department is in their process exactly, and knowing that we're going to have a changeover of a Secretary of Education at some point, it's kind of, it's important, but it's definitely not more important than the governor.
Okay, well, we got up until, I can't remember how many days, but, we're not at any kind of deadline for adding it to the agenda. If we think that it becomes important for some reason to vote on it in November. So let's just, let's take it off for now. But if there's, as we get closer, you feel like it's something that we need to vote on, we certainly don't want to miss, it's difficult to get, the whole consortium together and, and get votes on things. So we would not want to miss any opportunity to weigh in because we put it off for a month. So let's just, as we approach whatever the deadline is to add it to the agenda, let's just, why don't you let us know as we get closer if you think it's something that, that we need to or should vote on in November versus December.
Right. So we'll take it off for now and then we'll come back in December. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, if it, if Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, you think that something's changed and that it's important, then, we can add it back on.
Okay.
Is it possible to find out the timeline that the department is looking at to post the RFP for the independent funding assessment? I think that could help us as well. I know we were aiming, I believe we heard December in the past. And if our meeting is in the beginning of December, I don't know that, I think that should be fine, but if it's beginning of December.
Well, even so, if they're going to post it in December, then they're already working on it. So I don't know who is our communication conduit with DOE, the secretary, or some of the staff there, but I know that Aaron sometimes has conversations just as the CEO of Eastside Charter, but I don't know if we have any official conduit there, but it would be good to find out when they plan on doing that.
You know what, let's, just to be safe, let's leave it on and then we can always take it off.
Okay. Let's do that.
That's probably a better way to do it. So then that way we can really wait up until the last minute to make a call.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, for work group updates, I don't know who is, I'm just looking at my list. I don't know who is here from the different work groups. Chuck, since you're on the screen already, do you want to provide an update from the settlement work group if there is one?
Yes, the update is that we did have one meeting already, and we just went through all of the different settlement points. And as we just discussed, one of our biggest upcoming thing is just trying to get some influence on the independent funding assessment RFP. So we have assembled recommendations from the work group that we are going to solidify on the 25th and present to the full body probably on November 4th now, in order to try to influence some aspects of that RFP. And as we've said before, sometimes these RFPs sneak up on us and we don't want to miss an opportunity. So any clue anybody gets as to the timing of that is welcome information. Thanks.
And I'll try to find out, that they don't have to tell us, but I can't think of any reason why they wouldn't in terms of the timing.
Yes, thank you.
I don't know if we have the chairs of any of the other work groups on, if any of our University of Delaware or Del State folks who have been staffing those work groups want, if there's been any activity that they want to provide an update on, feel free to jump in.
Jeff is here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed Jeff. Sorry, Jeff.
That's all right. I'll just say that we, in the social determinants work group, we did not meet at the beginning of October as we had originally scheduled. We didn't feel prepared for that meeting, given that we're having a transition between Jason and Haley as our keeper, so to speak, kind of keeping us on point and keeping us organized and keeping us focused. So Ray and I and Jason have a transition meeting scheduled for next week, I believe. And then we're on track for our November 8th meeting.
We do have an Sdo8 celebration. And thank you to the members who came to the bill signing on Wednesday. So we advocated for HB 202 to ensure that all children would have access to developmental screening, and the governor signed that on Wednesday. So thank you to the members, the RC members who came to the bill signing, and we know that work will truly support our target children.
Thanks, Dawn. And I know I told you and Representative Williams this, privately, but that's a huge step forward. And you both deserve a lot of credit for it. And I know it's been some time in the making. So you all deserve a lot of
years.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to everyone. It takes a village, and everyone's advocacy made it happen. And we're the first state in the nation to pass this legislation. I shared with a bunch of you this morning that Delaware was mentioned in the 0 to 3, the national newsletter. So I'm sure there'll be more really a recognition of the work that's been going on. And Matt, it's work that you've worked on for well over 10 years to increase access to developmental screening. So we're grateful for everyone's efforts to make this happen.
Okay, on public engagement. Is Haley, were you going to give us an update on that?
Sure, it's just a quick update. We're working on putting together the newsletter for the 4th. Now we can highlight that the governor will be speaking, so I think that will draw some attention. But if people have news that they want to highlight, like Dawn wants to highlight the bill she just talked about, we can highlight that. But if anyone has events or things related to education equity, they can send it to me via email.
Great. And I think that just leaves us with public comment. And I don't know for these meetings that we have people sign in any formal way. So if anyone wants to make a public comment, then the floor is yours.
And you'll have 3 minutes, just to let you know. Lisa, I think you're muted.
Thank you.
No problem.
Haley, I'll be emailing you. I have some stuff regarding equity in education. And I wanted to let you all know that I was able to find a way to get after school, before school, after school, and summer programs funded for the next 7 to 10 years statewide. And I would like to speak to somebody about that, because I'm introducing creative arts therapy to the disabled and low income and English learners. I have music therapists and art therapists and outdoor learning covered, but this is a really big opportunity. It's huge. And I'm not equipped to take it to its full potential. So I wanted to let you guys know that, and hopefully be able to connect with somebody. Thank you.
Sure. And if you could provide your contact information to Haley, or she and you're welcome to mine as well. We would obviously love to hear from you about those kinds of things.
Thank you.
Any other folks who wanted to make a public comment? Okay, well, our November 4th meeting should be pretty interesting. And we can talk again next week about any last minute adjustments we might want to make to the the agenda, but it sounds like it's going to be an interesting November 4th meeting.
And real quick, Matt, we can connect via email, but just for logistics of that, either we can get the presentation from the governor's office, we can have them share screen ability, but we'll figure out how we want to work that out so it runs smoothly.
Yeah, and Senator Lockman and I are supposed to be talking to his office sometime, before our next meeting. So yeah, I'm sure they have a strong interest in making sure that that stuff all goes smoothly too.
Okay, sounds good.
And we have to make sure that people are, realize that they can ask questions, because I think we warned him the last time he came to speak that he might get lots of questions, and I think at the meeting, I'm the only one who ended up asking any questions. So we have to make sure that people realize that, that there's a forum for that.
And I wonder if there's any information we can share beforehand so people can think about, sometimes it's hard to think of questions in the moment.
Right. That's a great suggestion, actually. So I will pass that along to them, because you're right. It's not always a great forum for people to be seeing stuff for the first time and just kind of winging it. So I will pass that suggestion along. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah.